What's good, everyone? Today is December 3rd, and we've got a full NBA slate lined up. If you want clean breakdowns and picks based on recent form, trends, and matchups, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Portland Trail Blazers versus Cleveland Cavaliers. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Portland Trail Blazers. Portland just competed well against OKC, and with the way they're scoring and attacking the glass lately, I think they can keep this game competitive on the road against Cleveland. Now for the player prop, I'm rolling with Deni Avdija double-double. He's coming off a triple-double against the Thunder and a double-double the game before that versus Toronto. He's rebounding at a high level and the offense is consistently running through him, so he's in a great spot to hit another strong all-around performance here. Pacers versus Denver Nuggets. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Denver Nuggets -7.5. Denver comes in with 7 straight road wins, and all the momentum is on their side. Jokic is dominating, the Nuggets are covering well away from home, and Indiana just hasn't been able to find any consistent rhythm this season. Even though the Pacers tend to perform better ATS at home, Denver's stability and offensive flow give them the clear edge in this spot. Now for the player prop, I'm rolling with Benedict Mathurin over 2.5 turnovers. Mathurin has hit this number in 5 straight games, and now he's going up against a Denver squad that applies real pressure defensively. With his usage still high and the Nuggets forcing mistakes, this turnover line sits right in the range he's repeatedly clearing. San Antonio Spurs versus Orlando Magic. For this matchup, I'm siding with the San Antonio Spurs plus 8.5. San Antonio has won 6 of their last 8, and even on the second night of a back-to-back, they've been battling and covering strong. Orlando is in great form, but this number feels a little too high given how well the Spurs have been competing. I still expect the Magic to pull out the win at home, but I think the Spurs keep this one tight all the way through. Now for the player prop, I'm rolling with Harrison Barnes, over 3.5 rebounds. Barnes has pulled down at least 5 boards in 4 of his last 5 games, and his activity has been steady regardless of scoring output. With San Antonio needing extra help on the glass against Orlando's front court, this rebound line sits right in his consistent range. Atlanta Hawks versus Los Angeles Clippers. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Atlanta Hawks -4.5. Atlanta has been the more consistent team, sitting at 13-9 while the Clippers continue to struggle and have now dropped 3 straight on the road. The Hawks have also been stronger overall against the spread this season, and with their balanced scoring and defensive pressure, they should be able to handle a Clippers team that hasn't found its rhythm. Now for the player prop, I'm rolling with Kawhi Leonard, over 23.5 points. Kawhi has been on a scoring tear lately, dropping 36, 30, his efficiency and shot volume are both up, and even in losses, he's been the Clippers' most reliable scorer. With his current rhythm, this line sits in a very hittable range. New York Knicks versus Charlotte Hornets. For this matchup, I'm siding with the New York Knicks -9.5. New York has been the far more consistent squad, winning 6 of their last 9 and competing at a much higher level than Charlotte. Even though the Knicks are coming off a loss to Boston, they've shown they can bounce back quickly, especially at home. The Hornets, meanwhile, continue to struggle with depth and injuries, and after dropping a winnable game to the Nets, it's tough to trust them on the road. I expect the Knicks to control this one from start to finish at Madison Square Garden. Now for the player prop, I'm rolling with Karl Anthony Towns over 0.5 double-doubles. With his usage high, his rebounding steady, and a favorable matchup against a Hornets team that struggles on the boards, he's in a great spot to notch another double-double here. Chicago Bulls versus Brooklyn Nets. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Chicago Bulls -8.5. Chicago may be on a 4-game slide, but this is a strong bounce-back spot at home. The Bulls have been much better ATS in their own building, and with the Nets struggling on both ends, especially defensively, this is the type of matchup where Chicago's playmaking and pace should give them control. Brooklyn has only 4 wins all season and continues to get outmatched in most categories. I expect the Bulls to end their skid here with a solid home performance. Now for the player prop, I'm rolling with Josh Giddey, over 0.5 double-doubles. Giddey has been stuffing the stat sheet every night. He's hit a double-double in 3 of his last 5 games, and he's come extremely close in all of them with rebounds and assists consistently hovering around double-digit territory. His role is stable, his usage is high, and Brooklyn struggles defensively against versatile guards. This line sits right in his wheelhouse. Houston Rockets versus Sacramento Kings. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Houston Rockets. Houston has been one of the hottest teams in the league, winning 8 of their last 10 and playing elite basketball on both ends. Even with a stumble against Utah, this is a strong bounce-back spot at home. Sacramento, meanwhile, is missing Sabonis and continues to struggle with consistency, defense, and depth. The Rockets should control this one from start to finish. Now for the player prop, I'm rolling with Kevin Durant over 25.5 points. Durant has cleared this in back-to-back games, dropping 32 and 25 while taking a high volume of shots and carrying the offensive load. Sacramento's defense hasn't been able to slow down elite scorers, and with his rhythm right now, this line is well within reach. Milwaukee Bucks versus Detroit Pistons. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Detroit Pistons -3.5. Detroit has been one of the hottest teams in the league, winning 17 of their first 21 games and continuing to grind out tough wins behind elite defense. Meanwhile, Milwaukee is in a major slump, losing 8 of their last 9 and most recently blowing a 16-point lead to the Wizards. The Pistons are healthy, consistent, and locked in. With how the Bucks have been struggling to close games, Detroit has the edge on both ends. Now for the player prop, I'm rolling with Kyle Kuzma, over 2.5 assists. He's hit this number in 3 of his last 4 games and is quietly distributing the ball well in this Milwaukee offense. With Detroit's defense forcing ball movement and Kuzma consistently logging solid usage minutes, this line sits in a range he's been clearing. Miami Heat versus Dallas Mavericks. For this matchup, I'm siding with the Miami Heat -4.5. Miami has been the more consistent team all season, especially when they're the favorite, they're winning those games at a strong rate. And their offense has been one of the best in the league at over 124 points per game. Dallas, on the other hand, has struggled in the underdog role and continues to have issues defensively, allowing teams to score at a high clip. With the Heat's firepower and overall rhythm, I'm backing Miami to take care of business on the road. Now for the player prop, I'm rolling with Norman Powell over 20.5 points. He's been locked in offensively, scoring 30, 28, 3 of his last 4 games. His shot attempts are strong, his efficiency is up, and Miami continues to feed him whenever he's hot. With the way he's been producing, this line is sitting in a range he's consistently clearing. Alright, that wraps up today's slate. If this breakdown helped you out, make sure you subscribe, drop a like, and leave a comment with your favorite pick of the night. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next one.